day when it comes to things such as that. But not just when we're talking about domestic violence. First of all, hats off to my sister Flo. You're not too angry to die. God still got his hand on you. There's a continued mission that you have to do. You got to continue to educate. You know, our doctor, she actually spoke in reference to mental health and how, you know, what we accept is what we believe. She shared with us that the power of life and death simply lies in our own tongue. So when you look at the CDC statistics and they tell you that nationally, 19 million women deal with depression. What are we doing about that?
Come on.
We got to talk about that.
That's right.
So you won't have to deal with depression.
That's right.
When we look at the statistics from the CDC, and it tells us that 60% of African American women age 20, now I'm gonna say that again, age 20, because I'm only a few years older than that 20, age 20 suffer with some type of cardiovascular disease. If I didn't tell you that today, you wouldn't be aware. I said age 20, which means you need to be getting your blood pressure checked. You need to go and have a heart scan or echocardiogram. This means that we cannot continue to use emergency rooms as our primary care physicians. I want everyone in here today to promise me that they're going to create a relationship with the physician. And I'm going to ask, can the physician look like you when you create that relationship? Because my doctor understands why I like turnip greens and bobbins and the reason why I cook them the way that they do. And then he kind of educates me on another way to cook them because he eats them just as well. So I'm sharing that because the power lies in us. We have to continue to create initiatives to inform our communities. When COVID happened, what did I do? The congressman believed in my craziness because I think like him and he thinks like me. We took it to our communities. We removed the barriers when they told you had to be in a tier. He removed that barrier and he took the vaccine to the community. He didn't say, come to me at this center or go over here to this FQHC. He took it to the churches and we had people in lines of 5,000 or more waiting to get vaccinated because African American people were aware of their health care and wanted to be vaccinated. And this just wasn't one time, it was several times that Congressman Davis stood out there at different churches, community centers, on the street. We blocked off Ogden and Kedzie, created tents and gave vaccines. So sometimes we have to remember that the Calvary, there is no Calvary. The Calvary ain't coming. We are the Calvary.
That's right. Wow.
Once you keep clapping for the Reverend Jesse Lewis Jackson is in the building, family. We love you, Reverend Jackson. Dr. Allison, you know, that was powerful, Nikki. Thank you. That was powerful.
Yeah.
Dr. Allison, as a certified life coach, how do you address the intersection between spiritual growth and mental well-being in your counseling sessions?
Wow. Where I would say that I would add before certified, kingdom certified life coach. Because everything, the word of God again tells us that God gives us the things that we need that pertains to life and godliness. And so we have to access the wisdom and the strategy. He said if we lack wisdom to ask God. He gives us the things that we need that pertains to life and godliness. And again, that has to do with every aspect of our lives. And so how we put things together as it relates to our lives is
Oh, God for it. Dula. How does rooted
in dignity and really start looking at how we as African Americans do not plan for end of life. We plan for everything else, births, graduations, prom, just had a big prom send off for my granddaughter, and I see how much planning that went into that. But we don't plan from end of life, and what I also tell people when I do the seminars is that end of life, death is not a medical event, it is a spiritual event. One of the things that happens with us as faith-based